The same thing is happening with fire station closings. The stations are closing is the quote that is happening in the news, when that is not true.
On June 30th, a federal grant that's used to cover department costs runs out. That means Pumper 32's company stops running.
And that money runs out June 30th. Housed at Station 19 is Pumper 32, one of those slated to close. It services the corridor from the plaza through Brookside. Station 1 covers the southern part of the city. Now that the time for them to close is almost here, there is dissension at City Hall. Any plans to apply for another grant?
No.
Why is that?
What it does is it's just forestalling the inevitable.
There are some adjustments being made, but we don't feel it is going to affect public safety at all.
Stations are closing is the quote that is happening in the news, when that is not true. We continue to use scare tactics to hold this government hostage, so we cannot be efficient and deliver what I believe is basic services to the communities at most need.
140394. Authorizing an agreement with HRD Engineering for approximately $3,758,000 for design services of Kansas City Streetcar System Phase 2 project, and recognizing this order as having an accelerated effective date.
I am going to serve the community that I was elected to serve, and that is to create this efficient government that we have done so well together over the last 3 years, so that we can find the budget savings that is necessary so we can deliver what is needed into the community. We should do what is responsible.
We're estimating substantial savings by going with Intermedics over the in-house EMS billing.
That's by reducing staff, right?
Pardon me?
By reducing staff.
And in fact, some of the people who like this career, which frankly I've never heard from, they've never shown up at any of the meetings that I've been at. Not a single one has come up and testified, I am dying to have this job.
Just a bit nervous because this is my life here. This is my life.
What I'm saying is that rather than for us to continue to do something that we suck at, which is collecting the money, which is getting the people to do the job, hire somebody who knows what they're doing so that we can get the job done.
You're the only one that I've heard in this whole debate that has said these people are sucky at their jobs, because everyone else...
That's not at all. Don't put words in my mouth.
Well, what you said,
I
they
said
suck
that
at
the
it.
city sucks at what it's doing.
I don't think you said the city. You didn't say the city, Mayor.
Quiet. The city sucks. You said that they weren't being trained, and I said that if they weren't being trained, then we suck at what we're doing. And that's exactly the point that I made before, and the same one I'm making now. So don't change my words.
Well, I didn't. You ought to listen to the tape.
I will listen to it.
And you'll see that I didn't say it. You didn't say the city, Mayor.
Quiet. The city sucks.
We should do what is responsible.
Question for the chair of the Transportation Infrastructure Committee. The funds that are paying for these two contracts, is that from the bond issue that we approved last week?
Yeah.
And as I recall, we envisioned the way we're going to pay back these bonds from a successful November vote on the streetcar, the special assessment, and the sales tax.
The intention is that when the streetcar is expanded, whatever that expansion budget, whatever that expansion is, whether it's this particular expansion or some other variation of that, is that construction fund will have to reimburse all the funds that have been borrowed, and in addition, all the interest payments that have been made.
Okay. And in the meantime, if we don't get a successful vote, I assume we have to start paying back the bonds sometime reasonably soon.
Can they talk about that?
I was talking about.
I think it's just like a line of credit, right? It's like a credit card.
Very similar.
It's we're paying just a little bit of the principal.
We're paying the interest only.
As I recall, we guaranteed the payments with our PI Act dollars.
And they will be reimbursed for 3 to 5 years.
And I am not going to bet this budget on what my grandma used to call on the come, because there's money that may come our way. We know some money's going to come our way. We have no idea how much. We have no idea when.
My concern is that if this doesn't pass, then we're risking our PI Act dollars. And I'm just not willing to do that at this time. I'd rather wait 6 months and see how the people vote. I'm no longer willing to put the cart before the horse.
If anybody out there thinks that if this gets voted down in August, it's going to go away, I know 50 people that are going to force you to move forward, or they will move it forward for you. So let's not kid ourselves. The streetcar is going to be expanded, whether we like it or not, because I know 50 people that will figure out how to draw a boundary to get it passed. And you can't do a phase 3 unless you do a phase 2. And I know a lot of people want to see a phase 3 and 4 and so on.
10 ayes, 1
Ordinance is passed.
Fund 40395, authorizing an agreement with Burns & McDonnell Engineering Company for approximately $4,388,000 for design services for the Kansas City Streetcar Phase 2 project, and recognizing this ordinance as having an accelerated effective date. Transportation Committee recommends to pass.
I am going to serve the community that I was elected to serve, and that is to create this efficient government that we have done so well together over the last 3 years, so that we can find the budget savings that is necessary so we can deliver what is needed into the community.
10 ayes, 1 nay.
The ordinance passes.